Please note the changes right here. I am no longer on Facebook professionally, so I am on Twitter, Instagram, and Telegram right there. And today we're going to talk about banks. Oh my goodness, banks, some amazing stuff. Not sure if you've ever heard of Nasara Jasara, but some cool things that are popping up. So let me get the live stream tweeted out to everyone. I got all dressed up for my spot. I thought I was going to be on with Angela Miles today, and she's on vacation. So oops to me. All right, there we go. So, oh, I should have done this, that. Here we go. That's not what I want. 2 seconds, guys. Oh, and it helps when you make a correction with the titles. Let's go here. Bear with me 2 seconds. They always change stuff up with like Twitter and XSplit and stuff like that. So let's go here. All right, guys, let's go. Let's rock and roll. All right, let's get the chat done and done. All set. All right, so we are going to check out. Hello, good morning. Hi, CoinFox. Hi, John. CoinFox, I'm going to show you some cool things. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's get, I'm going to pull up my Twitter. Hello, AP USA. Hello, The Shovel. All right, so I have my Twitter up right here. So I'm going to show you two really cool articles that I saw today, and everything is really slow today. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted mine right here. All right, so this is mine, ISO 2022. If you have not checked it out, check it out. If you want to learn more about it, there is a workshop linked right at the top of the Hola Gwynny. So right here, the tweet I just did. Awesome. Okay, so if you guys like dark pool prints, if you want to track them, Flow Trade is amazing. I'm going to do this promotion for them because look at this. XLF. All right, you see all of these. The blue means yes, it was dark pool. And when you add it up, yes, that is 5.23 million. And yes, that was from close yesterday. Where are we? Good morning, Roman. Where are we on XLF? Are we below that price? Let's go here, 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 here. 36.40 was our close price. That looks like late selling, right? When we look at this, late selling. I didn't make it up. Also, if you guys want to learn more about the dark pools, there is going to be a one-day event. I'm going to put it down below. A really cool one-day event for over at thedarkpools.com. So you can check that out. Hello, Ragul. So that's number one. Number two was this news 2 hours ago. Wells Fargo tells customers it's shuttering all personal lines of credit. Here's the article. So I wanted to give you guys the reference to where you can check it out. Hello, Kunal. Welcome. How are you? I miss you, buddy. So, thanks for joining me. So right here, Wells Fargo is ending consumer lending, angering some of the customers. CNBC has learned. So they're shutting down all existing personal lines of credit. Okay, number one, that's going to hurt Wells Fargo, right? No interest payments coming in. Did you know that with fractional banking, I know, I miss you too. We need a couple drinks, a couple rounds, right? I know. Next year. We'll do it bigger and better. Maybe we'll do it in Vegas. What do you think, Vegas? Kunal, are you in for Vegas? So everybody, we got Kunal from Bulls on Wall Street here, hanging out. I wish I could stream you in. That'd be awesome. Okay, so back to Wells Fargo. Massive prints on the banks. We're seeing that Wells Fargo is shutting down credit lines. How do banks make money? Interest payments coming in, right? And also depositors putting their money in. Well, what happens when people are no longer putting their money in and say putting it into crypto as a store of wealth? Well, there's no money for those banks to lend out, right? And with fractional banking, you go back and you look at a fractional banking breakdown. When it was 10% reserve requirements, that means they could lend 90% out. Well, March of 2020, they set it to 0 requirements. That means they were lending all of the money out. Now, what happens when they write off all of that? Loans, they just disappear, right? I'm not making it up. It's right here. Sounds a little like NASARA. If you've never heard of it, check it out. Then we go up here, right? This one right here, I got curious. I was looking at other NASARA ones, and obviously Provident is not something in the States, but this is in Ireland. Provident is in Ireland. Provident is shutting down in Ireland and the UK. The largest money lender in the state is to write off debts of all of its borrowers in an unprecedented move. When in history have you ever heard of the banks writing off debt? Besides maybe 2008, 2009, right? Well, that means that something is going to happen to the banks. We go back, right? We go back here. We go back here and we see major banks. Links for what? Yeah, all the links are right on my Twitter, CoinFox. So check them out. Okay, I think Valley May updated, please. Somebody, it seems like maybe I have some trolls. So we're just going to have to... There we go. I think that works. But I will look and see whatever Valley May is. I will also check that out. If you guys don't already use Brave, use Brave. First look expected to release, Valley May. What is this? Indian, upcoming Indian Tamil language. Don't know what it is. All right, I thought maybe it was something cool and some other interesting thing. Nope, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, I think so. That's okay. Worth checking out. Maybe someone was giving me a tip to look up something. It looks like a film. All right, so Flow Trade. Check out Flow Trade with our block prints. Absolutely amazing. But this is the really big thing that I saw today, right? And I saw it happening pre-market even, so it's probably even more than the 5.2 million that we see right here. If you guys know anything, you've been following me for a while, I have been talking about watch the banks. Watch the banks, right? So we look at XLF, we see, yes, I was mentioning it up here as soon as we had this break. This was just before I was taking my CMT. I was like, yes, it's finally broken out of that upward wedge. It's going to break down. That's right, coin mama. And so now we're seeing, hey, yes, really, we had late sell prints, 5 million right here. These two gray lines are also dark pool. Any wonder they took it up here, potentially sold off more, brought it down. Here's another level, and now we're below it. We have had a nice recovery so far. The volume is dropping on the 45-minute chart over here. So looking for this to potentially continue to the downside. We might fill the gap up and then drop down. Remember, banks and financials make up 21% of the Russell. So it's no wonder that as we see the Russell drop today, had a massive drop down and a bit of a recovery. Two reasons, right? All of the financial stocks, but also the largest holding in the Russell is going to be AMC. AMC had quite a bounce today from open, hitting the 4 exponential moving average on our 24-hour chart. So we could see that that could continue down. I know that there's the ape army out there. They really want AMC to go to the moon with the gamma squeeze. Unless everybody is actually buying physical shares, that gamma squeeze is less likely to happen unless people actually execute those options. Executing the options will make those shares being bought actually happen. It's not just going to be the call options themselves. So keep that in mind. You actually have to buy the shares, in my opinion, to get this one to really scream higher, up to $1,500, right? Is it possible? Yes, but also remember that we have 499 million shares of AMC. if those shares are not being bought, it's just the calls, it's less likely that this is really going to squeeze to the upside. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, right now, I'm not liking this. Let's even look at it on a weekly. You're going to see that it really looks like it's bearish. See? Does this look bullish? Not to me. This looks like we've gone up. Our momentum has slowed. Remember, if you see that the volume is dropping, where's the buying? Is anybody interested in buying up here? Not really. There's not as much volume coming into it. Yes, a lot of people bought and have held. They're holders, right? They're holding on for dear life. But this could really cause it to drop because who else is buying? Where's that buying power? Until that buying power comes in, until we see a breakout back up above 53, in my opinion, this is going down to 25 in about 12 more days. All right, let's look at the Qs. So the Qs were the strongest. We definitely had we had all-time highs for the Qs, S&P, not for IWM, but also for DIA, the Dow Jones Industrial Average ETF. And today we're seeing a bigger sell-off, right? We have bounced back up above the 4 EMA right here. But the pops were shorts covering. Yeah, for sure. And it might be some people adding to their positions of a losing position depending on where they bought in on AMC. It's tough to see. Here's the thing, right? How many of you have been in a bad relationship? Put in the chat, right? I want to know. Did you hang out in that bad relationship for a long time? Or were you like, oh yeah, this person's treating me awful, so I want to stay around, right? What is happening if you're in a losing stock position, right? Okay, that stock is cheating on you. It's not telling you what it wants. It's not telling you what you want to hear. It's not acting the way you want it to act. Free up the money. Move on to another opportunity, another fish in the sea, right? Oh, sorry, Marshall. Sorry about that. Hey, I've been there. I was married to an alcoholic. Cut him free. Best decision ever. Best decision ever. That's the way it is too with a bad trade, right? Digest it. Acknowledge you made a mistake. It didn't go the way that you thought it was going to. Don't hold on to it, right? Do not hold on to it and be that bag holder and be upset. We don't want any upset apes, right? Nadash, you know what? It's going to be coming back under another name. It's not going to be under Ticker Talker. But I also posted here, I'm going to pop back over to my Twitter. I also posted about Crave today. Crave was on my list. I also have the limit down halt levels for today. Should we have any crazy news? Maybe I'll start posting these. I do have an error with the decimal right here. It's supposed to be 347.56. But here's my bucking bronco for today, CARV. And right there, if you want to subscribe to my list, it doesn't have the trade alerts on there, but the trade alerts are going to be coming back. And if there's any issues, if you have any recourse that you need, just contact Ticker Talker as far as any subscriptions issues like that. All right. Oh, well, be nicer to yourself, MTEDs. There's nothing worse than walking in and seeing your girlfriend taken down by a bunch of AMC traders. Doll, you're awful. You're awful. We need to get Don. Where's Don? Don needs to be on this chat too. All right. So the Russell 21% financials. No wonder that it was pulling back. It does have 2,000 in the index. So this tends to be that first one. I did warn you guys yesterday, watch out for this. This was the first one that was red. Today, all of them are red. Is this going to be continuation? Remember, banks make up a large amount. When we saw the banks draw down in March of last year, pretty much all the indexes were affected, right? What happens if they're writing off the loans? It's not BS. Here it is. Wells Fargo is writing off those loans. What other banks are going to come out and say that? We already saw that the U.S. Supreme Court said that it was unconstitutional for the federal financing housing stuff, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. Now, and also Biden was writing off student loans, and now we have banks writing off personal lines of credit. What's next, right? Are mortgages next? Do you think mortgages are going to be written off next? Do you think that's what's coming? This is pretty cool. This is a 150 simple moving average right there. So KH seems, yeah, you're talking about KHC with gold, right? KHC. No, Heinzcraft. We will see. I see a head and shoulders over here, Salvatore. Do you see that? On the 24-hour? Shoulder, head, shoulder, right here. We have a failed neckline right here. It tested it today and rejected it. Depth of $5, $4.92. I would be looking for this to come down, maybe down here, $36 for Heinzcraft. So I unfortunately don't agree on that one. There's even a little diamond pattern right here. All right. So I am bouncing all over the place. I am all jazzed up by the banks today. So also VXX moving to the upside. If you want to know about how to figure out the price of the S&P 500, take this divided by the square root of 12. That will give you the 30-day move, projected move for the S&P 500. So we're at 18.19 divided by, oops, square root of 12 divided by 5.48% over the next 30 days for this S&P 500. All right, XLF definitely pulling back. As long as we stay below 3640, bye-bye banks, in my opinion. We're starting to see these write-offs, student loans, now personal credit lines. How are the banks going to be making money? A lot of people are putting money into crypto. Let's jump over to crypto. So right now, my green list, ISO 2022 coins, not looking so pretty. Was this anticipated? Yes. Yes, it was. Is it likely in related to like the mother of all cryptos, the Bitcoin itself? So I've started doing Bitcoin to USD tether right here instead. If we start to see, let's look at this on a weekly chart. We're going to get a bigger and better picture. Waiting for it to work. Again, head and shoulders, right? Let's draw a really quick line right here. Line in the sand, 32,260. Let's measure the upward price action. Up here, 27,745, 27,745 will put us roughly at 60, whoops, 27,745, 5,000. So Bitcoin could be hitting the bucket, right? This is a weekly head and shoulders, more powerful than a daily or an intraday. This is setting up over longer time. If we break down below that 32,259 close on a weekly chart, bye-bye Bitcoin, right? What do you guys think? Are you guys a Bitcoin bull or Bitcoin bear? I'm a Bitcoin bear, as long as it can't hold this. It just looks like the volume's dropping, not as much as interested. Yeah, there was some volume here, but we're below this support over here that we had. And this would be that big level that I'm looking at, 32,260. You guys are really quiet. Can you hear me? All right. Let's go back to stocks. Let's go and check out Kodak. Put it on a daily. Oh, thank you. Going Fox. I thought maybe there was something going on with my mic. The 12-month candle show we need to test the pivot at 20K and 14K. Yeah. All right. So Kodak, it looks like it's just bouncing up. Here's our 161 EMA. And it needs to, I think it's probably going to continue down further. It did bounce off of this, it broke out from this resistance level. It hasn't tested it as support yet, 752. I would look for that test and then this trend line right here. But the volume is dropping, right? Seeing this sort of price action, the cross to the upside is going to be better. That's going to be a better move. Plus we have a trend change right here. Actually, in talking with, I recorded a spot for Angela Miles that will not be seen, but I'll share it with you guys. I like GoGo. Look at this nice downward trend right here. If we can have this breakout close up above 11, this would have a nice bigger move to the upside likely, and also workhorse as well. I like the setup for workhorse as well. Looking, that has, oh, why did it adjust over there? I don't want it there, I want it right here. So if we can have this break up above 1350, a close up there, I would prefer up above 14, but that was a dramatic sell-off, and it did fill the gap right here. Some little bit of volume came in, but it would need to break this downward trend. So those are two on the list as well, longer term. Let's check out Roku for me, Scotty. All right, Roku, it looks like it's bearish, just came back, coming back up to test the moving averages. Would need to see it close back up here, up above. I'd like it with a close back up above 435. Moving to the upside. Right now it is still in a downward trend, just was extended away. This is a bit of a dead cat bounce, bouncing back up and potentially further to the downside. But we had a big bearish engulfing two times, right? Bearish engulfing here and engulf, well, this wasn't fully engulfing here, but this is definitely fully engulfing. So bearish there, it would need to take that out, right? To prove that was a bit had higher volume. What would be strong in this market at the moment? You know what? If we look at the, not even this one, ETF for, well, it's pulling back as the market's rising. So this is going to be that inverse reaction. We might see a bit further move back on TLT, but the bonds are really moving to the upside, which tend to be a safe haven, especially when we hear the Fed talking about interest rates moving up. Other than that, potentially exiting longer term positions, in my opinion, and protecting them. Roblox would still need to move up here. I think it would still need to move up above 87.75, nice shorting number, before we would see this really move to the upside. It did have a nice reversal today, gaining steam off of this support area from the past. But right now, and it seems a bit more bearish when we start to see all of the indexes to the red. That's typically, you know, you have all of the stocks that are moving down. It's really hard to fight the trend. However, when we look at Crave today, this one had 472,000, and what happened? This is not the one that I was looking at. CARV, excuse me. I think I typed the wrong one earlier today. CARV on my list today. And you can see, hey, if it broke up above 2027, nice potential gains. You could have made 50%. There were a couple that were on the list today that were super low float movers. Many times you'll see those moving to the upside. But right now, this one seems like maybe, even though the price is still moving up, we have a divergence on the volume at the bottom. That means that nobody else is coming in to buy it. So keep that in mind. All right. Also, gold was on the list today, and GLD. UONE was another lower float one, and it shot up, a bit of a short squeeze early in the day, and now you can see the steam is just run out of that balloon. It is dropping to the downside. Had Apple on my short list. AMC was on my short list earlier. Apple as well. So Apple had a bit of a spike down and up, shot to the upside. Are we going to have a reversal right here? High volume sell-off candle, which would also affect the market. So keep an eye on Apple. We have a big gap down, and sometimes I find, I will give you guys a little secret. Sometimes I find that it will come up to the 50% and then continue to sell off. So it looks like we hit the 61%, that golden ratio of the fibs, and it is reversing. So as long as it stays below there, I'm going to be bearish on Apple. We've lost some steam in Apple. We have this high volume here. So keeping that on watch. And that would likely affect the markets. Tesla as well was also on my short list today. Had a move to the upside though. Came back and tested the moving averages. Let's pull this over so we can see it. Here's a 24 and 15. So it bounced back up. You can see a lot of stocks are bouncing back to the moving averages. That rubber band, whoop, coming right back to the beginning. And we will see if, you know, we'll see these stocks potentially, see if they'll roll over here, right? So Tesla's looking somewhat similar. Let's check out the SPY too. Same similarities on the SPY. Yeah, look, we've got that long leg doji right now. We hit the 161 EMA. We're hitting a trend line as well, testing it from the bottom. And we had higher volume back here. We have a nice evening star move to the upside, coming back down. We're just below the moving averages, caught right here. Are we going to take out 431.60, or are we going to break back down below and end up red on the day? At 3 o'clock today, we do have consumer confidence that is coming out, so keep that in mind as well. If you guys are new to my live stream as well, please hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification, and share with your friends. The like button is free, and it helps me to help more people on YouTube. All right, so NEO, yeah, super extended away today. So you see this extension comes back up, right? That's what we're seeing happen. But the overall big picture is bearish on NEO. So this would be a day trade to me. I would wait to see if it breaks up above 47.60. CARV is moving back to the upside again. Let's check it out. Yeah, there you go. But it still has lower volume, right? Let's go to a 2-minute chart. It's because it broke resistance. We'll make this 15 minutes over here. Yeah, we'll check out Chewy and Wish. I got some time today. So it broke this resistance, 33. Careful on a halt. We could likely see a halt right here with more than 10% move in less than 2 minutes, right? So be careful with that. 4 points quickly. Yeah, it's less than 500,000 in the float. That's why it moves so quickly. All right, let's check out Chewy. So Chewy came down, had a nice little bounce right here. And much like the market's having a bit of a bounce. The day is still young. We're just 1 o'clock. We still have 2 hours and 40 minutes left in the trading day. So keep that in mind. This could be a bit of a dead cat bounce for these stocks to then roll over, right? This is the pre-market activity here. If it were to break up above 81, there's another potential chance that it could fill up here to 81, but I wouldn't like it long unless it's up above 81.60. No, not yet. Yeah, let's talk about AMC. Well, I did talk about AMC, that it's, you know, it had a nice move back to the moving averages. As I was talking, many stocks have done this. This is 0.72% of IWM, the largest holding right now. And let's look at WBA. Walgreens, Boots Alliance. So this had earnings. This is now the third day after earnings. Volume is still dropping, but it had a bit of a recovery, and it looks like definitely resistance is pretty strong right here at that 47 area. So wouldn't be bullish on this unless it went up above 47. And let's check out Wish. Wish had big dark pool activity, or prints, I should say. But it looks, all right, tell me, what do you guys see over here? Does this look really bullish? Do you guys see this? Does this look bullish to you? Not to me. Came up, and what's going on? Where's the volume? Are people buying? No. Looks bearish to me. Came up, almost hit the moving averages, and pulled back. Yeah, you got it, Anna. Okay, let's go to Disney. All right, so Disney moved to the upside. These are old levels right here. I would have done this. Hold on, am I on the drawing tool? Yeah. I would have pulled this down here and likely brought this here. I would have put it, it would have just been barely bullish for me, but we're hitting these moving averages, so it looks like it's ready to roll over. Disney's a stronger one. Ross stores, let's check them out. So very similar. A lot of stocks are doing the same sort of price action: drop, bounce, and potentially a continuation move to the downside today. You can see it when you start looking at the charts over and over and over again. So TTD, as long as it stays below 78, for me, I would be bearish on this one. that was a pretty strong resistance area. Over here, you have lots of selling wicks. A couple of days, we have a bearish reversal pattern right here, sell, 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 sell. Okay, we hit this and we're bounced a little bit, but we're below the moving average. So as long as we're below 78, I would stay bearish on it, Kevin. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up for today. Check out my Twitter. I got a lot of great stuff on there. Maybe Kunal, if you're still here, we could hang out and do a fun live stream together. That would be awesome. So have an amazing rest of your day. I will see you all tomorrow at 12:15, and I will post those limit down numbers as well on my Twitter. So keep your eyes peeled. Some good things being posted there. And have an amazing day. Carpe Profit sees those profits one trade at a time. I'm heading out for a one-on-one training session with a fellow Canadian trader. So have a great day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Carpe Profit sees those